Welcome to the world of weaving from a spider's point of view. Weaving cloth has been experienced by many cultures for thousands of years. Some cultures pass weaving myths throughout the generations, such as the Native Americans and the Africans. The Native Americans believed that the gift of weaving was taught to them by Spider Woman, a holy person. Spider-Man showed her how to make the loom and the tools out of stones and shells. The African myth, on the other hand, reveals how two weavers discover a magical-looking spiderweb in the jungle. After their encounter, they are able to return to their village and create patterns of their own, which they called kente cloth. We will now proceed to become apprentice weavers as we learn the steps of weaving on a cardboard loom. The first step is to actually create the loom. First, you will find a piece of cardboard, say about 5 by 7 inches. We are going to cut notches in the top of the cardboard and at the bottom, but we need to measure to make sure that there are equal spaces between our notches. So at the top of the cardboard, take a ruler and mark off 1/4 inch markings from the left all the way to the right, both on the top and on the bottom of the cardboard. We can then take our yarn and put it into the notch at the left and then wrap it around the entire cardboard. This creates the actual warp on the loom, and we'll be weaving right onto this loom. And now the fun begins. We are now going to start weaving yarn onto the yarn that's the warp on the loom. So for instance, you can see by the pictures that there's light blue yarn already loaded onto the loom. So we're going to take a dark blue yarn, and from either the right side or the left side, we are going to start a repeat pattern of under the blue yarn, over the blue yarn, under the blue yarn, over the blue yarn on the loom from one side all the way to the end. When we get to the end, we're going to pull our yarn, our blue yarn, dark blue yarn, all the way over, and then we're going to start back from the other side, still repeating that pattern. At some point, you can change colors and create a pattern of colors on your loom. An interesting detail that you can add to your weaving is called a raya, or a fringe. There's a picture of it on this page. What you need to do to create a raya is to cut a very small piece of yarn, say about 2 to 3 inches, and wrap it around the yarn on the loom. And you can see that in the picture. Once you've wrapped it around, you can then pull it up until it connects with the rest of the weaving. It makes a great detail to a weaving. The final step is to finish off the weaving. Once you have woven to the bottom of your loom, you will turn the loom over and cut the strings down the back of the loom in the middle. This way we can now actually pop the cloth itself off of the loom. When we do this, we're going to take each one of those warps and we're going to tie them together 2 at a time. So starting on the right, you would take the first 2 pieces and tie them together in 2 loose knots. And then take the next 2, tie those 2 together in 2 loose knots. And you would continue to the very end. Your loom strings will be pretty long, so if you want to cut them off, just like the ones that are shown in the picture, you can, or you can keep them on the long side. It's your choice. Congratulations! You have created your first cloth from a weaving.